My sister's boyfriend assaulted her and sent her to ER, so I got him arrested. My sister won't talk to me. AITA, 34 F here. I've been married to my husband John for 5 years now, and we have 2 daughters together, 3F and 1F. I'll preface this by saying that I had a tough childhood. My father was an abusive alcoholic who was violent with my mother, myself, and my 2 little sisters. He passed away when I was in my early 20s, and as horrible as it sounds, I was hopeful it would allow my mum and sisters to have better lives. From the time I was young, I knew I never wanted to be in such a vulnerable situation again. I focused on my career. I'm a lawyer now, and married a sweet, dependable man who comes a kind and functional family. I want my girls to have happy childhoods, and to never feel unsafe in their home. Sadly, my youngest sister Lisa, 29F, went in the opposite direction. Her only goal in life is to marry rich, so she doesn't have to work and can stay home with her future kids. The issue is, she chooses the worst guys. Her high school boyfriend was controlling, her next boyfriend was physically abusive, and her current boyfriend, Ian, topped the last one by putting her in the ER twice. The first time Lisa ended up in the ER, she told me she was leaving Ian. I got a call from her a few weeks later telling me they had reconciled and she was back in the ER. Again, she told me she'd leave. I was hopeful but sceptical. The prosecutor's office is bringing charges against Ian, but Lisa doesn't want to testify, so they subpoenaed her. I told Lisa she could prevent him from harming someone else by being honest about what happened, but she said she felt for Ian because he had a bad childhood and wants to change. I know Ian is out on bail but can't legally have any communication with my sister, but I was worried they'd see each other anyway. My daughter's 3rd birthday was earlier this week. My husband and I had a birthday party for her at our home earlier today, with our families, close friends, and some of her friends from preschool. I was enjoying myself when I saw Lisa holding hands with Ian in my own backyard. I was going to confront him, but my husband told me it would escalate things. I ended up taking my girls upstairs and calling the cops. I explaining that he violated the court order and was at my home with my sister and a house full of children. The cops came and arrested Ian, and my sister started screaming that I drive drunk with my kids all the time, so they should arrest me too. To be clear, I would never do this. I told my sister to leave, and we ended the party early. I was sad for my daughter and also humiliated this happened in front of her friends, their parents, and my in-laws. I also feel immense guilt that I invited children to my home, and they were exposed to a violent predator. My mother stayed behind after everyone left and screamed at me for calling the police. I explained I didn't know what else to do because there was a predator in my home, around a bunch of innocent children. I would have never invited Lisa if I knew she was going to bring him. My mom said that he hurt Lisa, not children, and I said that abusive boyfriends take their anger out on bystanders all the time. I told my mum I don't think I'll ever forgive Lisa for putting my children in that position, and she told me I should be trying to help my sister through a difficult time rather than turning my back on her. My meal ended up coming back about an hour after I left the party. She's a former prosecutor and was upset about the situation. She said she was fearful that Ian knows where I live, especially now that I called the police on him. She said that we should stay with them if he gets out on bail until things cool down. I thanked my MIL and told her about the conversation with my mum. She agreed with me and said Lisa put my family and all the children at that party in a dangerous situation. I want to be clear that I have sympathy for Lisa I and hate that she's in this position. With that being said, I can't risk my children's safety because I feel sorry for what she's going through. She put my kids in danger after I worked so hard to try and give them a happy, safe childhood. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her. AITA for calling the cops, and am I overreacting? AITA for wanting some space from my daughter after she believed I was an abuser? Basically, I, 41 male, was accused of sexually assaulting her, 16F friend, 17F. She's known her just over a year, so I've known her for the same amount of time. She tried to kiss me. I turned her down, and as a result, she accused me of raping her. It went on for a few weeks and even went to the police, and it only came out when they were grilling her and she finally admitted it. She was assaulted, but it was her mum's boyfriend, and she went with accusing me because I was the safe option or some shit like that. When my daughter found out at the time and I was being investigated, though, she cut me off. Basically, didn't even want to talk to me or see me. I tried to pick her up to come over, but she said she didn't even want to see me. My ex wouldn't even let me in the house. Even she believed it. And her brother, my ex, Bill, physically assaulted me and removed me from the house because I wouldn't go until I seen my daughter. Worst thing was, she blocked me on social media, but before she did, she put a status on her social media just saying some bollocks like, "Believe women," which fucking hurt. In my daughter's eyes, I was a rapist and I assaulted her friend. So now it's all came out and I'm cleared. She rang me up to say she wants to come over to talk, but I said no. I don't think it's a good idea. It hurt me when she didn't believe me, so I want to just think for a bit until I forgive her. My ex then rang saying how hurt my daughter is because I won't forgive her. She tried to apologise too, and I told her I don't accept her apology either, and that I don't want to talk to her either. They're not stopping texting me though, and my daughter tried to come over and was banging my door, asking to come in crying. I pretended I wasn't in. AITA for wanting some space because I don't know if I can forgive her yet. Edited to add because people keep on asking, why were you alone with a 17-year-old? I wasn't really alone with her. They were both staying at my house. I went for a wee in the middle of the night and she was waiting outside the toilet door and scared me a bit coming out. I laughed it off and she basically lunged trying to kiss me. I laughed it off, told her no and went back to bed. I didn't really pay it any more attention and, truth be told, forgot about it. Update. I've messaged her saying, basically, I'm still too hurt to want to talk and I need time and space and that I'll let her know when I want to get in touch. I also said I still love her, despite not really being sure if I should say that when I am not sure if I can forgive yet. I've also messaged my ex saying to make sure she or my daughter don't contact me again until I'm ready. Not heard anything back yet, but hopefully I won't. AITA for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he kicked me out of the bridal party for getting engaged. I, 41F, have always been close with my brother, Tom, 38M, and we've had a great relationship. When he got engaged to his fiancée Sarah, 38F, I was honoured to be asked to be a bridesmaid. They've been planning a big wedding for over a year, and I've been heavily involved in helping organise things, and even offered to cover some of the costs since my brother and his fiancée were on a tight budget. A few months ago, my partner proposed. I already refer to him as my husband, but we weren't officially married, to me, and I said yes. We kept it low-key to not take away from Tom's upcoming wedding, since we have been together for years and have an established marriage-like life together. However, after announcing our engagement, Sarah became cold towards me. Tom later told me that Sarah was upset, feeling like I stole her spotlight by getting engaged before their wedding. A week later, Tom and Sarah called me and said that, because of the timing of my engagement, it would be best if I stepped down as a bridesmaid. Sarah wanted the focus on her, and apparently my new engagement was too distracting. I was hurt, but agreed to step down to keep the peace. Here's where things escalated. Tom recently asked if I was still willing to help cover the wedding costs I had previously offered to pay for, a significant amount. I was shocked. I politely declined, saying that I didn't feel comfortable contributing anymore since I was no longer in the bridal party and felt hurt by the situation. Tom got really upset and called me selfish, saying I'm ruining his big day. Sarah even accused me of holding a grudge and trying to punish them. Now, my family is split. Some think I should still help since I initially offered, while others agree that it's unfair to expect me to contribute after being kicked out of the wedding party. So, AITA for refusing to cover the wedding expenses after being removed from the bridal party?